everyone, good evening. I'm Edmarie Tanayo de la Cerna, your presenter for tonight. Before we start, please take note on the following. First, this video presentation will only last for 5 minutes or so. Kindly finish watching it until the end. Second, prepare your pen and paper because I will give at least 2 activities within the presentation. Send your answers in our FB Messenger group. Let's start! Tonight, I will talk about perennialism, the oldest and the most traditional educational philosophy. Here's the outline of my presentation. First, we will discuss historical retrospect of perennialism. Second, introduction, perennialism, and education. Third, why adopt perennialism and teaching? Fourth, what to teach in perennialism. Fifth, what is being taught in perennialism. And last, ways of teaching perennialism. Perennialism is a very conservative, traditional, and inflexible. Thus, perennialists believe that God and education goes together hand in hand. Education should focus to teach ideas that are everlasting to all people. Education is a preparation for life, not an imitation for life. Education is based on the view that reality comes from fundamental fixed truth. So what has been the teaching in the past should be or shall be implemented today. So that is what perennialism believes because it was proven. Now, for our activity 1, I want you to get a pen and paper, draw something that best describe perennialism. Send your answers in our Facebook Messenger group. Let's continue. Historical retrospect of perennialism. It all started in pre-Christian origin. Aristotle tells us that all things were composed of form and matter. Man, for example, had a physical being composed of matter and mind composed of form. Form was equated with pure rationality, while matter was equated with pure materiality. The terms form and matter describe as the basic duality in all existence. Between essence of what or whatness of the thing is what we call form, and the stuff that the things is made is what we call matter. That is what Aristotle is trying to tell us about the form and matter. So that's about the elements. So we have next Christianity, the first 1,000 years. For Saint Augustine, reason was subservient to religious dogma, and material and practical aspect of life were to play only minor role as compared with spiritual aspects. So spiritual faith come first and then followed by reason. So that was Saint Augustine believed. Next we have in the 13th century, Saint Thomas Aquinas. For Saint Thomas Aquinas, essence becomes the principle of potentiality, while existence becomes the principle of actuality. Later on the contemporary thinkers, Jacques Maritain explains what Saint Thomas said. So she interpreted what Saint Thomas said. So Maritain believed that to exist is to act. His philosophy contained elements of humanism. He emphasized the importance of individual as well as Christian community. In the contemporary, we also have Mortimer Adler. So he believed that education should be the same for everyone and philosophy should be mainstream into the public school curriculums. Okay? So now, Why we adopt perennialism and teaching? First is we want to develop a learner with a sound personality. Since in perennialism, we believe or we must first focus on the personality development of every learner. Second, to develop a learner with rational and moral power. So this means that a learner will be able to, or they will have the ability to reason out, and they will know what is wrong from right. Okay, so that is moral powers. So what is being taught in perennialism? So we have theology, religion, history, humanities, English, math, history, and art. So those are the subjects that are being taught in or emphasized in perennialism. Okay. Now, ways of teaching in perennialism. First, teacher should allow the learner to learn through the importance of reading the great books. So, since perennialism applies classical ideas to modern culture, and since learning of classics is the best way to develop the students learning. So, teacher stick to to what has worked in the past. So we believe that those classical ideas has a basis, and it was practiced in the past. So the present must also learn from it. Okay. So second, teachers instill to learners to respect authority, duty, consideration, and practicality, since we all believe on what was given in the past. So it is more on authority, respecting authority, duty, consideration, and practicality. Next, we have teachers act as the director and coach of intellect. So in perennialism, it is a teacher-centered approach. So our learning is just an audience. No matter if they don't want to learn the subject matter, they have to learn it, because the teachers have the authority to impose that. Okay. So next, we have teachers deliver clear lectures, since those learnings was proven in the past. So teacher will have a guide, and she can deliver clear to the students. Okay, clear learnings to the students or knowledge. Third, we have teachers coaches critical thinking skills. Okay, so now I will give you the activity 2. On the same paper, share your experience showing your practice of perennialism. Again, send your answer in our Facebook Messenger group. Thank you for listening.